So, with that being said, let's kick this thing off. Let's start with a general, high-level overview of LifePreneur. Okay? First things first, LifePreneur is the name of the company. Now, this name is very meaningful to me because about a decade ago, my good friend Kyle Garrett had a company called LifePreneur, and he hasn't really done much with it. And I always thought it was a great brand. I called up Kyle and said, "Hey, listen, let's do some business together. Let's make something happen." So Kyle's an amazing individual, and he's somebody that's done a lot of my videos. If you guys have seen a lot of my older videos, he was my main videographer for years. So Kyle Garrett is amazing. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to do something different than just being an entrepreneur. Instead of just chasing money, a lifepreneur focuses more on a balance of life. And so what I've done is I've created something called a lifestyle quadrant. So check this out. On a piece of paper, draw a plus. It's very, very simple, and watch how this works. Okay? If you take the word lifestyle, which is what we all want to achieve, if you take the word lifestyle and break it into two words, you have life and you have style. In order to have life, you need time, and in order to have style, you need money. So to have lifestyle, you really need to have enough time and money to do the things that you want to do. So watch this. On this quadrant, up here on the top, put time, and then down here on the bottom, put money. Okay? So you've got time and you've got money. This is your focus. Now, just having time and money doesn't really mean much. You've got to do something with it, right? So what are you going to do with your time and money? You're going to invest it. You're going to invest money and you're going to invest time, right? That's what we do. Money and time is something we barter with. Right now, most of you are trading your time for money at a job, or you're trading your time for money at maybe you're self-employed at a business, or you're trading money to buy things, cars, houses, clothes, food, shelter, whatever it might be, or you're trading your money to do things. So watch this, time and money. You've got two ways you're going to invest this. Over here on the left, you're going to invest this in you, yourself. And over here on the right, you're going to invest it into others. This symbolizes, I came up with this concept to symbolize what our goal should be. Our goal should be to generate time and money to invest in ourselves and invest in others, but to do it with a nice balance. You want to find this center point right here, this nice balance where you're investing time into yourself, money into yourself, but also time into others and money into others. And this is the foundation behind LifePreneur. This is sort of the quadrant that lays the foundation for how we build. Everything I'm about to share with you is based on this quadrant. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through these four areas right now and show you kind of an example of each one. So when you're investing time into you, okay, this is that personal development quadrant, right? We like to call this the warrior quadrant. Warrior. You're investing time into yourself, right? So what that means is, you got to feed yourself. You got to feed your mind. Personal development. This is where you're going to focus on reading books, attending events, listening to podcasts, doing anything you can to be able to fix your inner game, fix your mindset. Because here's the thing, you've got to level up yourself to truly be able to find your balance here. Okay? Making more money is not going to fix you. You've got to fix you from the inside out. Now, not only from the inside out, but also your physical presence. You want to become the best version of you possible. So your goal in this quadrant is to invest time into you to become the best version of you. Okay? The level 10 lifepreneur that you can be. So that means maybe getting more physically fit, focusing on your health, focusing on your life, focusing on taking care of your body, focusing on taking care of your mind, focusing on what you put in comes out, right? That's becoming a warrior. Now, you don't want to just do this, right? If all you do is attend seminars and read books all day, you wouldn't be making money. So the next thing you want to do is you want to make money, and you want to focus on going over here to this quadrant where you're investing money in yourself. So if I'm spending money to buy myself things, what am I buying? Right? Maybe I'm buying the food that I want to eat. Instead of going to a restaurant and buying what you have to buy, because you look over on the right side and see what the prices are, buy the food you want to eat. When you go to the store, buy the things you want. A lot of you right now, I've been talking to people that are doing these health programs, and they go, man, I would love to be, getting some meal prep done, but it's so expensive. Do you see how we're making decisions based on money? If you could get yourself in a situation here where you can invest money in yourself, you're going to start to get and do things that you want to do. So maybe you want to invest money to travel somewhere. Maybe you want to invest money, whatever it might be. Maybe you want a new car. Maybe you want a nicer house. Maybe you just want enough money to be able to pay all your bills. Okay, when you go over this, the word that we're going to say here, just for fun, is you become a baller, right? You go from the warrior, where you're really focusing on being the best version of you, to a baller, where you're making money and you're spending money on you, right? Here's the thing. I used to think that this was wrong. I had a bad association with money when I was growing up. I just had this bad association, right? In the beginning, I wanted to make a lot of money. Then in my early 20s, I felt like it was a bad thing if you spend money on yourself, right? If I was to go out there and buy nice clothes or jewelry or a car or whatever, that somehow I was doing a bad service. So I went through like pain associated with money. But I realized you want to come to a place where you're abundant. You want to get to a place where you have so much money that you can do the things you want to do for yourself, but still have some left over. So your goal over here on the left side of the quadrant is all about you, investing time in yourself and money in yourself. But now on the right side of the quadrant, it's all about investing time into others and money into others. So over here, we call you a volunteer. And over here, we call you a philanthropist. Okay? And these are the four that you want to get into. Volunteer and philanthropist. So the idea, let's go over here to volunteer. The idea here is that if you can get yourself to a position where you have time, okay? Get yourself in a position. So many of us want to do more good with our time, but we always tell ourselves we're too busy. Oh yes, I want to do that, but I'm too busy. Get yourself to a point where you're investing time in yourself, but also investing time in others. Volunteer. This doesn't mean money. This means hands-on. Okay, one of the simplest ways you guys can volunteer today would be to get on the phone and call somebody you know that maybe you haven't talked to in a few years, and just set aside 1 hour and just call them up and say, hey, I was thinking about you. I just want to check in and see how your life is going. What's new? Is anything going on? And what you'll find is that by volunteering your time like that, you're giving somebody a chance to be able to share with you what's going on in their life. And their life, actually, they might be struggling. One of the number one reasons that people commit suicide is that they don't have a place to be able to vent their feelings and vent their thoughts, right? To be able to share them. They feel like they're all alone in the world. They feel like their problems are insurmountable. But we can make a big difference by making ourselves available. Time is our most precious commodity. I would rather have time than money. Time is the most precious commodity. So what happens is when we say we're too busy, what that really means is that we don't have enough of the most precious thing that we want. So your goal should be balance here. Invest time in yourself and invest time in others. But not only that, invest money in yourself, but also invest money in others. So as a philanthropist, you're consistently putting money to work to do greater good out there in the world, right? To be able to do something great, be able to support causes. Just the other day, I supported a GoFundMe campaign for a friend, Mark Hoverson. Mark Hoverson is literally dying of stage 4 cancer right now, an unbelievable entrepreneur, and his family needs all the support they can possibly get. So it's incredibly important that we put ourselves in a position where we can support. How many times have you seen like a GoFundMe campaign and you wanted to support, but you felt like you couldn't? You felt like you just didn't have enough money. And you're like, well, geez, our family needs the money. Our family has health issues, right? Or maybe you supported, but it was a small amount and you felt like, I want to be able to support more. Well, that's what we want to do with LifePreneur. In a nutshell, LifePreneur is about getting you right here, okay, in the middle, right? This is the goal of LifePreneur, to get you right here, okay? We call this the optimal balance. Inside of LifePreneur, if we can give you the optimal balance of investing time and money in yourself and investing time and money in others and never stopping here. I never want you to stop developing yourself, personal development. I never want you to stop taking care of yourself and your own family, right? I think that they should come first. Okay, so here's a couple of concepts I want you to get before we move on. Concept number 1, okay, is the ditch concept. Okay, if you want to help somebody out of a ditch, you can't be stuck in the ditch with them, right? If you're stuck in the same problem they're stuck in, you can lend them an ear, you can relate to them, you can have sympathy, empathy, and relatability in their situation. You're both stuck in a ditch. All day long, you can talk about how you're stuck in the ditch together and say, it's all right, we're going to get through this. Or you can get yourself out of the ditch and then go back and start helping one at a time. Help people out of that ditch as well, right? That's the key. That's where you want to get. The ditch scenario is real, you guys. This is real life. Like, for example, if you want to help a family get off of welfare, it's a lot harder to do that if you're on welfare too, okay? If you can't figure out how to crack the code and solve that problem yourself, then it's gonna be hard to solve others. So on this left side here, on this side here, it's about solving the time and money dilemma yourself, okay? Now, you don't have to wait until you're a multimillionaire before you start helping. I think you can find a balance of all of it, but you've gotta crack the code, okay? You can only give what you have abundance in. Okay? You can only give time if you have an abundance in time. You can only give money if you have an abundance in money. So we need to help you focus here. No matter what preconceived thoughts you have about money, it's got to change. Lifepreneur is going to help you realize it's okay. Baller, for example. It's okay if you want to buy jewelry or a watch or shoes or a house or a car, whatever it is. It's okay. You need to get to a point where you understand and have a relationship of money where it's abundant. You need to have an abundant relationship with money where nobody's going to make you feel bad for taking care of yourself and doing the things you want to do. If you want to go out and have a nice steak dinner, you should not feel guilty about that. You should have a relationship with money where you realize there is an abundance in money, not scarcity. By you going and having a steak dinner, that does not mean that somebody else did not eat that night, right? When you have that kind of correlation, you're going to feel guilty about money, and you're going to have a bad relationship with money. And as soon as you do, money's not going to come flowing to you. And if money doesn't come flowing to you, how are we going to get it flowing over here to other people? You've got to have a relationship with money where you step out of that boundary and you allow yourself to be free. You say, you know what? I'm going to allow myself to do and have and be the person I want to be. Have the things I want to have. Do the things I want to do. I'm going to allow myself to do that. And if you strengthen yourself over here in these quadrants, once you strengthen yourself, you can overflow your abundance over here, right? Now, you're taking your time and you're investing it. You're taking your money and you're investing it, and now you're overflowing over here. That's the key. This is the lifestyle quadrant. And helping you go on a rotation. Right? Helping you go on a rotation right here where it just keeps circling around and circling around. Constantly learning, constantly growing, okay? If you believe in this concept, this is what we're going to do. So we took Lifepreneur as a company and we literally built it around these core concepts. What we've done over here on the warrior side, personal development. What we've done is we're creating personal development curriculum and resources. So when you log into Lifepreneur, you're going to start getting personal development. You're going to start learning how to train your mindset. You're going to start learning how to reframe negative things that happen in your life. You're going to start learning how to be able to be the best version of you. You're going to start getting inspired to get in better shape, better health, to become level 10 in this area, a level 10 warrior, a level 10 lifepreneur. We are going to help you level up in the personal development area. Why? Because we believe that that's a core pillar and important. Over here in Baller, we're going to help you make money, right? My entire background for the last decade has been teaching people how to make money online. So we are going to help you make more money. But this time it's going to be different. I've always taught strategies that can help you make money, like $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is. Some of my students have made multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've had some of my students cross over into the millions of dollars, right? Like I said, over 1,000 testimonials from students. But here's the thing. One of the key things that you want to watch, one of the key things you want to make do important here is if all you're doing is focusing on money, making money and spending money, if this is all you're doing, you don't have life, right? So when I teach you how to make money, what we have to do different this time is teach you how to automate your income. Okay, so instead of just saying, here's a way to make some money. No, we want to set you up and automate your income. When you learn how to automate this income, then what you're essentially doing is making automated money so you have time. The big thing you really want, this is the commodity you really want, is time. So if we can help you automate your income, then you're making money, you have time, and then you truly can go over here. So that's what we're going to teach. There's a lot of ways we're going to do this. We're going to teach concepts where you're not the one having to do all the work. See, I've always been the guy like doing all the work. I've always figured out some strategy and realized, oh my God, all I have to do is sit behind my computer for 10 hours a day and I can make a 6-figure income. What an amazing opportunity, right? Work for myself from home, sitting on this little couch over here and making $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month. The problem is, as soon as I leave for a week, my whole business would fall apart. Automated income is what we should all be focusing on. Having generated millions of dollars online, if I look back with hindsight, what's one thing I would have changed? I would have automated more of my income. So one of the ways we're going to do this is teaching how to make money and then teaching a second layer of how to automate that money. That's one of our core beliefs here at LifePreneur, okay? So you've got automated money. This is where you're going to create abundance of time and money. You've got to be able to, you've got to ask yourself, can I step away from this business for at least a month? And will it still run? And if you can get to that point, then yes, you've succeeded. By the definition of what I would call success in LifePreneur leveling up, is if you can go take a vacation in whatever, Bora Bora, and no internet service, and you're not stressed, right? If you're not stressed out and your business is growing, maybe not just staying the same, but actually growing, then you've done something right. Then it comes to where my passion is, and hopefully your passion is too. To be able to volunteer and to be able to get involved with philanthropy. So let me tell you a couple of projects right now. This month, we're going to focus on cancer awareness with LifePreneur. Like I said, my good friend Mark Hoverson, tomorrow you're going to see a big announcement about this and a video we're going to release and stuff like that. LifePreneur is going to get behind causes, and we're going to team up as an army, and we're going to use hashtag LifePreneur, and we're going to go out there and we're going to do amazing things. Now, if you have money, I'm going to encourage you to support causes, okay? Even if it's $10, okay? And if you have time, I'm going to encourage you to support the cause by sharing the content, by getting the word out there. So, for this month, for February, we are choosing cancer awareness. Mark Hoverson his family's been struggling with him going through stage 4 cancer. He's an industry leader, I think over $10 million in sales in this industry. He's 39 years old, and he's miraculously been able to survive for 4 years with stage 4 cancer, but it's very, very bad, you guys. There's an amazing video done. The support he's gotten from industry leaders has been amazing, but he has a big goal to reach for the family, and I want tomorrow, when I release this on Facebook, I encourage you, go support, even if it's just $10, to start off, to kick off, to find balance over here. Go support a small donation, just something, $100 if you could do it, right? And then also volunteer your time, meaning share it on your Facebook wall, use your leverage, use your influence to be able to go out there and share the message. It's free to do that. That's the kind of causes we're getting together with. Now, next month, in March, we are going to do autism awareness. As you guys know, my son got diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old, and it was severe autism. For a couple of years, we did advanced behavior therapy inside of our house at home with professionals, like every single day, like 40 hours a week for that entire year, just to be able to bring him to high-functioning autism. Now, during that process of having a personal experience, I went out and started talking with families that are dealing with special needs children, and we formed a foundation. And next month, we're going to focus on this foundation. Here's how it's going to work. I created a rap song all about the story of my son getting diagnosed with autism. We're going to release a rap song, we're going to release a music video, and I want you guys to volunteer, and let's help make this video go viral. It is all about raising awareness for autism, but really for parents dealing with special needs children and the pain that they go through. You're going to use hashtag LifePreneur, and you're going to share this thing everywhere that you can for free, right? And then over here, to donate, there is going to be a cause, basically a foundation, and this foundation is going to focus on early, essentially helping them detect it, right? So early diagnosis as well as early intervention. So there's a window when a child is around 2 years old, right around then, there's a window where if you can get them diagnosed between ages 2 and 3, their mind and their body is still a sponge. So there's a huge opportunity to be able to diagnose and then intervene and be able to teach them some behavior, to be able to teach them some redirecting, to be able to help them go through that. During ages 2 to 4 is where you can make the most impact in a child's life if you can get in there early. So most parents, when they start seeing these signs of their kid being on the spectrum, they don't understand. They think it's just a phase. So this foundation is going to be based around helping them get access to their own self-test that they can test. They can see where their kid lies on the scale. Then resources on how to be able to get a doctor's second opinion and get that early diagnosis. And then as soon as they do, to help them with comfort about understanding it's tough. You think you got a typical kid. I thought I was going to be throwing the football around with my kid. I thought my kid would grow up like I did in all these sports and all this stuff. And now I realize, my kid's now 7 years old, and all he wants to do is play with stuffed animals all day, right? It's just a different phase. He just doesn't interact with other people. So your life changes. I want this foundation to help people through that transition, but most importantly, early intervention. We'll help give them resources, help them qualify for more resources. Because the government resources take forever, and there's other ways to do this. So that's the kind of projects that we want to get involved in at LifePreneur. Now, why does this have to do with making money? Because if we collectively can mobilize an army of #LifePreneurs, then what we can do is we can help you create more money and create more time to be able to invest in others. Most of you love this concept, but you don't necessarily have hundreds of thousands of dollars to donate. Or you don't have, all day, every day. You got a job, you got family. That's where we want to help you. So it comes back to this side. In order to help you get here and support these causes every single month, we want to help you get here. And so when we talk about money, we want to talk about making money matter. We want to talk about giving you a purpose behind the money. See, money is not evil, okay? It's the hand that holds it, okay? So think about this. If you put a $20 bill in my hand, that $20 bill is just a piece of paper. It's fiat currency. It doesn't do anything. But if that $20 bill jumped up and slapped me in the face, then yes, I would say that money's evil, right? But money doesn't do it. Money is just a bartering tool. It's the hand that holds it. So if you have an issue with money, you must have an issue with yourself. You must have an issue with your own hand. Because if you're a good person, then we should collectively do whatever we can to help you make more money. We want more good people to be making more money so you can do more good in the world. We want you to be empowered. So listen, if you've got a good hand that's going to do good, you're going to be a good steward of money, then accept it. Be abundant. That's why we're going to teach this. Okay? Now, one last thing before I move on here, which is this. There's 3 essential things that we need to survive on. Okay, you might say food and shelter and all this, but it really comes down to this. Okay, more important than shelter. Here's the 3 things that we need to survive. Most importantly, oxygen, right? Without oxygen, our bodies would fall down, we would die. Oxygen is the most important thing we need to survive. Okay? Next, we need water. We need to constantly be hydrating our body. We need a constant flow of water. Speaking of which, so a big breath, water, and then of course, food. Okay? You can't survive without eating, food, re-nourishing your body. Okay, oxygen, water, and food. But here's the thing. Of those 3, which do you think about the most? Let's start with oxygen. How often do you think about oxygen? From the moment I woke up today and walked out and did everything, how often was I thinking about oxygen? Not often, you guys. I rarely think about oxygen. Why? Because it's everywhere. It's all around us. There's so much abundance of oxygen, I don't need to think about it. I'm going to trust that when I wake up in the morning, I don't have to gasp for air. I'm going to trust there's oxygen. When I walk out the door and go outside, I'm going to trust there's oxygen, okay? So, we trust in it. It's so abundant that we trust in it. Now, second, water, right? We need water to be able to survive. But we know that we can get access to water. It may not be as abundant. Like this might have cost I'm in Las Vegas. This might have cost like $5. But we have an abundance of it. There's tabs, there's this and that. But not everybody in the world has an abundance of it. But think about it. If you live in America, if you're watching this, you have access to internet, stuff like that, there's enough water that you know you can get it. And then food, right? Food. There's food out there. The thing is, there's enough cheap food out there where you think that you're going to have an abundance of it. Now, you might think, oh my God, I could barely afford to eat, okay? Because food costs money. But you know there's enough out there. But here's the thing. What if I took those away from you? Okay? What if you were stranded out in the desert and there was no food? Okay? And you had to hunt your own animals. Suddenly, all you'd be thinking about is food and getting your next meal. Or what if you're out in the desert and you had no water? Right? All you'd be doing is trying to find a source of water. Your mouth would be so dry. Without it, it's all you can think about. As you're walking through the desert, that would dominate your thoughts is surviving, would be water. Okay? But here in the United States, we don't think about these things. Why? Because it's abundant. But let's talk about oxygen. The number one thing that we need to our body to survive, we don't think about it at all. Oxygen. Why? It's everywhere. Right now, look at this. It's everywhere. It's all around us. It's abundant. There's oxygen everywhere. Why am I telling you this? Because you want to get to a point where time and money are as abundant as oxygen. Okay? When you have a credit card or a debit card, when you go out to a restaurant, you want to get to a point where it never dawns on you how much there is on this card to be able to buy what you want to buy. You just go there, you get the thing you want to get. When you go to a shopping center, Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or whatever shopping center you shop at, you should get the things that you want to get. Okay? You shouldn't be going through and getting what you think you can afford. Get to a point where time and money is so abundant, take money, where you literally can go and live life. When you go to a car dealership to buy a car, don't go and look at the stickers. Go look at the actual cars that you want, right? Don't feel like, who cares? Maybe the car you want is not a Ferrari. Maybe the car you want is literally just a Toyota Camry. But still, get the car that you want. Whether it's the Ferrari or the Toyota Camry, it shouldn't matter to you. Get the car that you want to get. Get the house that you want to get. Do the things you want to get. You've got to get to that relationship with abundance. Now, if I took you and financially dunked you underwater, okay? Like, let's just think about water. If I put you right now into a bathtub and I submerged your head underwater, all you would be thinking about is taking a breath, right? You're dunked underwater. You can only hold your breath for so long. All you could think about in that moment is oxygen. All day long, I haven't thought about oxygen once. But if you dunked my head underwater, all I would think about is oxygen. That's what happens to most of us. We get financially dunked underwater, and all we can think about is money. Money dominates our thoughts. How can I get money? I don't have enough money. Oh my God, my student debt, my medical debt, my credit card debt, my credit score. How am I going to pay the bills this month? Oh my God, my family has an emergency. I need help. Oh my God, my car broke down. What on earth am I going to do? Oh my God, I'm going to trade time for money. I'm going to give away my most important asset, time. I'm going to trade it away 40, 60 hours a week just to be able to get more of this money because you don't have enough abundance of it. That's where we want to get you. So the moral of all of this, we want to get you to a point where time and money is like oxygen. It's abundant. You need it to survive. You recognize the importance of it, but it's so abundant, you live life on your terms. That is the goal of what we're doing here at LifePreneur. So that being said, I want to walk you through some of these details.